Hello guys, welcome to ITS, Information Technology Skills. Here we're going to talk about methods in C#. This is the 14th topic of our C# full course tutorial for beginners. So let's start. What are methods? It is a block of code that performs a specific task. Instead of writing the same code again and again, you can place it inside a method and reuse it whenever it is needed. Methods can help programs be organized, readable, and easier to maintain. And a method is a function that belongs to a class. It contains instructions that can be run when the method is called. So, pag sinabi nating method guys, ito po ay block of code na meron lang siyang ginagawa. Okay? So, dito, yung action po niya or the function of the method will be executed kapag po tinawag lang natin yung method po natin na yon. So, ang kagandahan ng paggamit ng method, it makes your code readable. Kasi, mas konti lang yung magagamit nating line of code kasi pwede nating i-reuse yung method po natin. Depende po kung ano yung magiging function po niya or ano yung ipapagawa natin sa kanya. So, how do we declare a method in C#? We have the access modifier, the return type, the method name, and the parameter list. Kung mapapansin natin yung parameter list that is placed inside the parentheses. And of course, we have the curly bracket. Inside the curly bracket are the actions that will be executed kapag tinawag natin yung method po natin. So that is the method body. So for example, we have public static int add numbers, and inside the parentheses, we have int a, comma, int b. Then we have the curly bracket. Inside the curly bracket, we have return A plus B. So, dito guys, example natin na to, yung public po dyan, that is the access modifier. Tapos, ang return type po natin is the int na data type. So, ibig sabihin po nito, yung method natin, magbabalik siya ng integer. Then, we have yung word natin na static. Static, ibig sabihin po nito, this method belongs to a class. Okay? So, hindi po siya object. Then, meron tayo nung add numbers. Yung add numbers naman natin na ito, this is the method name. Tapos, yung parameter list naman po natin, we have the A and B. Then, make sure, if you have a parameter list, dapat naka-indicate yung data type po niya. Then, we have this one, yung return A plus B. Ito po yung method body po natin. So, we have here the keyword return. It means that yung method po natin na ito will return something dun po sa nag-call sa kanya. Kasi meron po tayong return type na integer. So now let's partition the parts of our method. Okay, so first we have the access modifier. Ano nga ba yung access modifier na yan? Access modifier defines where the method can be accessed from. So from the word access and modifier, siya nagsasabi saan mo pwedeng gamitin yung method mo na yan. Okay, so we have three common access modifiers. Number one, yung public. Ang ibig sabihin po ng public, guys, it is accessible anywhere. The next, we have yung private po. Private naman, guys, it is accessible only inside the same class. And lastly, we have protected. Protected, ibig sabihin po niyan, it is accessible in the same class or derived classes. So, doon naman po tayo sa return type. A return type specifies the type of value the method returns. From the word return and type, ano ba yung data type na ibabalik no method po natin? So, here are some of the commonly used return data types or return types sa C# po natin. So, we have yung void. Void means that it will return nothing. Then, we have int. Ibig sabihin po nito, it will return an integer. Then, we have string. Of course, it will return text. And bool, it will return true or false dun sa nag-call po sa kanya. The next, we have yung method name po natin. A method name identifies the method and should describe what the method does. Next, guys, we have the parameter list. Parameters are values passed to the method. They are written inside the parentheses. So, ito po yung mga pinapasa po natin dun sa method para magamit po ng method po natin. So, pinaka-common parameters are placed inside po ng parentheses po natin. Parameter list can have zero or more parameters. So, ibig sabihin nito guys, pwedeng wala kang ipasang parameter dun sa method mo or pwedeng madami kang ipasa. Each parameter has a data type and a name. Okay, so wag po natin kakalimutan po yun na if we're going to pass a parameter dun po sa method po natin, dapat identify natin kung ano yung data type nung parameter and ano yung pangalan ng parameter para alam nung method kung ano yung gagamitin niya na parameter. Ngayon naman guys, meron tayong problem. Create a C-sharp program that helps compute a student final grade by averaging the score from prelim, midterm, and final exam. The program should separate the methods that accept grade inputs, compute the average grade, and display the result. After computing the average, the program must determine whether the student has passed or failed, where a passing grade is 75 or higher. So dito meron tayong example. We have from enter prelim grade, ang in-input is 85. The next is enter midterm grade, ang in-input is 78. The next is enter final exam grade, ang in-input naman po is 90. Tapos ang na-compute is 84.33 as the average grade. So, ibig sabihin po niyan, that is higher than 75, the status is pass. So, ngayon naman guys, dito tayo sa IDLE po natin. Copy this code first and I'll be explaining kung anong ibig niyang sabihin. So, ito yung code po natin, guys. So, we have here the using system. The next, we have yung public class po natin. So, inside the public class, dun po natin ilalagay yung mga methods na gagawin natin. So, we have here yung void main po natin. This will be the first or the main method. So, dito makikita natin, we have yung prompt natin na enter prelim grade. Then, we have the variable prelim. Tapos, yung value po niya, kukunin natin dun sa method po natin na read grade. Okay, so kung mapapansin natin dito, yung parameter po natin dun sa read grade, wala po siyang laman. So we don't have parameter list para po dun sa method name po natin na read grade. So dito sa read grade naman po natin, we have yung private po as the access modifier. We have the static again. Tapos yung return type po niya is integer. Kaya po makikita natin dun sa method body, we have the keyword return. Tapos yung int.parse po natin para ma-convert into integer yung input ni user. So dito pwede naman natin gamitin yung convert.to int32. Pero ngayon gagamitin na lang muna natin is the int.parse. So, for the midterm and final grade, copy-paste lang natin tong part na to and edit lang natin. So, dito mapapansin po natin that inulit lang po natin yung method name po natin na read grade para dun sa pag-input ng grade ni student. So, here maglagay lang tayo dito ng comment para alam natin na this method is for inputting of grade. So, ngayon naman guys, let's have yung method para makompute po yung average po natin. So, dito guys, ito po yung function po natin to compute the average grade. So, mapapansin naman natin dito that we don't have the access modifier. By default, pag wala pong access modifier po yung nilagay natin, tulad po dito, ang default access modifier po niya is private. So, pwede lang dito po yung ganitong style as long as this method will be used dito po sa class po natin na ito. Okay, so we have the static, then ang return type po niya is double, tapos ang method name po natin is compute average grade. Then inside the parentheses, ito po yung parameter list po natin. We have int p, int m, and int f. So yung p po natin, that is for the prelim, m is for the midterm, f is for the final exam. Tapos ang i-return po niya is yung prelim plus midterm plus finals divided by 3. So, now guys, i-call na natin yung method natin na compute average grade. Okay? So, tawagin natin siya dito sa my main method po natin. So, dito, copy this code first and I'm explaining kung ano ibig niya sabihin. So guys, ito po yung dinagdag natin na code. So we have here double para po ma-similar yung ire-return po nung method po natin. Okay? Then the variable name, average grade. Itong average grade natin na to, siya po yung mag-hold nung ire-return po nung compute average grade po natin na method. Then here, we're going to pass po yung value na in-input ni user na prelim, midterm, and the final exam grade. Ngayon naman guys, let's have naman po yung method natin to display the result. Again, copy this code first and I'll explaining kung anong ibig niyang sabihin. So here guys, we have yung method po natin na display result. So here it will accept a parameter average. Ito po yung ipapasa natin na na-compute po natin na average grade. Then, meron po siya nung prompt niya na average grade. I-display niya lang dito yung na-compute na average grade. And ito po yung condition po natin. If the grade is 75 pataas, ang output po natin or ang status po natin is pass. If not, ang status po is failed. So now, let's call this method. So sa call natin, doon ulit tayo sa my main po natin. I-call lang natin siya. So dito, nung kinol natin yung display result natin, ganito lang siya. Unlike dun sa compute average grade na meron siyang equal sign before or dun sa read grade na merong equal sign and the variable before. Kasi yung display result po natin, ang return type po is void. Ibig sabihin po nito, wala siyang ibabalik. Okay? So, kapag wala siyang ire-return, just call the method name and yung parameter kung meron tayong ipapas na parameter. Okay? So, ganito lang po siya. Now, let's try to run this program. So, here we have yung prompt natin, enter prelim grade. So, maglagay tayo dyan ng 85. Next, we have the enter midterm grade. Ang ilalagay natin dyan is 78. Then next, we have the final exam grade. Ang grade naman niya is 90. So, dito guys, mapapansin natin, ang output po is 84. Wala po yung 0.333. Meron kasi ako nakalimutan dito. Dapat dito is divided by 3.0 para po maibigay din yung mga decimal values nung na-compute po natin. Okay? So now, let's try again to run the program. Similar input pa rin po tayo. We have 85 para sa prelim, 78 sa midterm, and 90 para sa finals. Makikita natin dito, we have 84.333 na po, and the status is pass. Ngayon naman guys, kung mapapansin natin kasi, dun sa definition ng method, para po ma-reuse yung code po natin and to make our program more readable. Dito kasi mapapansin natin, itong part na to, para siyang naulit. Wherein, kinopy-paste lang naman talaga natin siya kanina. Okay? So dito, meron tayo nung enter prelim grade, enter midterm grade, enter final grade. That is 3 line of codes. Pwede lang natin siyang gawin as 1 line of code kapag nilagay natin siya dito sa method po natin. Okay? To do that, edit lang natin tong method natin para pag-input ng grade. Maglagay tayo dito ng So, we have here string term. Ibig sabihin, meron tayong ipapasa dun sa read grade natin na function. So, tatanggalin na natin tong mga part na to, yung console.write po natin, yung mga prompt natin kanina na paulit-ulit lang. Tapos, dito sa read grade po natin, meron tayong ipapas. Anong term na ba yung i-input? Okay, so dito, para sa prelim, syempre mag-input siya ng prelim. So, midterm, ang input niya is midterm. And we have the final exam. Tapos dito natin ilalagay yung prompt natin. Console.write pa rin po yan. Tapos ibabalik lang natin yung prompt natin kanina. Enter. Pang anong term na ba yung i-enter niya. So, depende po kung ano yung term na pinasa mo dito. Tapos, grade. Okay? Now, let's try to run the program. Tingnan natin kung similar yung output. Dito makikita natin we have enter prelim grade. So, again, that is 85. The next, we have the midterm grade. Kasi yun po yung pinasa natin dito. The next, we have the final exam grade. Kasi yun din yung pinasa natin dito. Okay? So, that's it guys. We're done with methods in C#. Kung gusto pa nating matuto about C# programming, don't forget to subscribe and hit that notification bell for more tutorial videos. Bye!